What's your take on Celtics Sixers so far and what happens from here on out?
First of all, phenomenal game for James Harden. Like, I was among the people on Friday rather, jumping up and down on him for the way he played. I mean, because when he went in the tank for games 2 and game 3, it gave license to go after him for everything else he's done in the past. All those playoff flameouts in Houston, the couple of bad games he had in Oklahoma City in the postseason. Like, we were once again seeing James Harden wilt in those big moments. Everything did in game 1, inconsequential. Game 2 and 3, just in the tank. For him to come out and play like that and make shots like that, all credit in the world for him. I came into the series believing Boston was significantly better. The Celtics have owned the Sixers over the last couple of years, regular season, postseason. So James Harden playing like that was remarkable. Can James Harden keep it up? That to me is the biggest question. Embiid's going to be great. Like, I mean, people talk about him deserving MVP. He might deserve Defensive Player of the Year. He's such a dominant force in the paint. He's going to be great. I feel Maxi's going to be okay. I don't know what I'm going to get in James Harden in Game 5. I don't know which version of him is going to show up. He doesn't have to be the star of Games 1 and Game 4, but he can't be whatever that was in Game 2 and Game 3. That's the big question in the series. The Celtics, they've got great perimeter defenders. James Harden's got to be better. That, to me, is the big question going to Game 5.
So there's no variables on the Celtics side of things? Because
it's more about how their perimeter defense plays, right? They've been great. They were great in Game 2 and Game 3. And the strength of their defense is Jaylen Brown, who was great against Harden, and then the 3 guards, Derek White, Marcus Smart, Malcolm Brogdon. They should be able to make Harden, Maxey, DeAnthony Melton inefficient. They're that good. They can switch everything. They're that good. It's a battle of strengths in this series with the backcourt of the Sixers and the backcourt of the Celtics. Whoever comes out of that matchup, what's out of that battle with the win, I think wins the game in the series.
And what about the conference? How do you feel about that sense, having watched the Heat dispatch with the Bucks and then now be up 2-1 going into tonight's game against the Knicks? Do you get the sense that the best of 3, if you will, that starts in Boston is going to determine the conference, or what do you got for me there?
Yeah, I think whoever wins the Celtics series the Celtics Sixers will be the favorite going into that round. I just can't figure Miami out. Like, I watched them all season long, and they just looked like something was missing. You know, whether it was personnel, attitude, whatever. It felt like something was off with that team. And then you watch the play-in game where Atlanta just goes down there and beats the daylights off them. You're like, all right, they're done. First round fodder for Milwaukee. But they just, starting with Jimmy Butler, they just raised their game, everyone, top to bottom, to another level in the postseason. I think they're a favorite against the Knicks tonight. We'll see. Can Julius Randle step up and have a monster game? Can Jalen Brunson play better than he's played in previous games? But I don't know. Miami's just really hard to figure out. Like Boston last year, they were a Jimmy Butler missed 3-pointer, like a couple of inches from losing that series in 7. That's basically the same team down in Miami that they played once again. Maybe Tyler Hero finds his way back on the floor earlier rather than later. I think the Celtics or the Sixers beat the Knicks. I don't know what to make of Miami at this point.
So Miami could actually
go on this run here. They're a built for playoff team. We hear that it's a cliche in basketball and sports, plug and play, right? Plug and play player. Miami's proof of that. Like Duncan Robinson is in street clothes for most of the last 3 months.
Yes.
Tyler Hero goes out. Here comes Duncan Robinson back in, looking like the guy we saw in the bubble. Max Strus making shots, Gabe Vincent making shots. All these guys that anyone could have signed at any point in time. They come down to Miami, and all of a sudden they become better versions of themselves. Miami's just different. The way they do things is different.
We can't sit here and say that we don't get a bubble rematch in the finals.
We might.
That's entirely possible.
Yeah.
With fans and everything this time around. Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.